Okay, so here's the deal. It's December 15th. I'm down to the last Christmas present I need to make. My wife needs a picture frame for a special picture. Part of my problem is I've got this, well, okay, kind of warped, maybe very warped piece of Purple Heart. I made some plans, but I don't think these plans are actually going to work. So, here you go. The normal process would be to surface one face of this very crooked board. But I'm not normal. We're going to start off with trying to face an edge. With one edge surfaced, I could go over to the table saw, hold that one smooth surfaced edge against the fence, and I know that when I made this cut, I could have two parallel surfaces. And you can see the amount of tension in this piece of wood as it comes off the table saw. Over to the miter saw so I could cut my two pieces to length. Pretty tricky. Did both of them at the same time. Now that I have two parallel faces from the table saw, I can go back to the jointer and ensure that I have some square edges to work from and maximize the amount of stock that I can use. I got this wood formerly known as a hockey stick. It was bent so bad into something that I could quantify as G4S, or good four sides. So we're all square, straight, and true on all sides. The next thing I got to do is that I only got two of these G4S. I need four. So let's go back to the table saw and make four. Boy, that is some good old hardwood. So that was just one final pass through the planer just to get everything all the same, equal thickness, equal width. The only problem I had when I went through on the bandsaw or on the table saw, there was some energy in these things. So we've got a little bit of a split, or a little bit of unevenness. That sucks. I'll deal with it. Onto the tabletop router, where I'm milling a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch rabbet on the back side of the framing material to accept the picture in the backing material. Onto the table saw, where I'm using my 3/4 inch dado stack to create a rabbet in both the horizontal and vertical frames, so they create a half lap joint and they will fit together flush and quite nicely. I've made a little progress on the frame here. I've glued together all the dimension pieces that I had of the Purple Heart. I've even used my handy dandy little hand router here. Great little tool. And I've actually highlighted some of the cutouts, or the cove on the frame that I'm actually going to do. The reason why I did that is because I'm going to do some accent pieces. So these little blocks of black walnut are going to actually sit on top of the frame as a highlight. So once I sit those on top of the frame, I won't be able to cove out some areas that I need to cove out with the little hand router. So I did those ahead of time, and now we're going to do a glue up of the walnut, the black walnut, on top of the Purple Heart, and that way anything that's left over I can do all the hand routing afterwards. Exactly on the lines, front and back. One little block clamp in the middle. I always go backwards. Should be plenty enough. All lined up on the marks. Very good. One down, 3 to go. There we are, glued up. With all the accents in place. There was a significant amount of cove work to do with the little hand router. It's pretty intricate and took a lot of time. There was a lot of hand sanding involved to finish this up. All these intricate little corners and these fine details all had to be sanded by hand. And I'm ready now to put on a finish. My wife likes to be not too glossy, but I need to have something that will make the grain pop, especially in this Purple Heart and the Black Walnut. So what we're using today is just Old English lemon oil. I tried it on a couple sample pieces here, and it works out just fine. Makes the grain pop a little bit, but doesn't leave a huge sheen or shine on it. Wipe it on, buff it up a little bit, work it right into the corners and the cracks and the crevices. Ooh, that don't look too bad. I like it. And here's the final product, nicely hung in the she shed with love. Merry Christmas, Deborah. Crikey, look what I've found. It's a treasure. Moose poop. Yummy.